डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी।
બાબા સાહેબ આંબેડકર ઓપન યુનિવર્સિટીમાં આપનું સ્વાગત છે. આપણે કમ્પ્યુટર ફંડામેન્ટલ્સ ઉપર ચર્ચા કરેલી હતી અને કન્ટિન્યુએશનમાં આપણે આગળ વધુ જોઈશું. સો એઝ વી હેવ લર્ન અર્લિયર દેટ કમ્પ્યુટર ઇઝ અ મશીન દેટ ટેક્સ ડેટા એઝ ઇનપુટ, પ્રોસેસ એન્ડ gives output in a user required form. Now we will learn about data processing. So till now what we have seen is it's a machine. Computer is a machine which will be submitting, we are going to submit some input to the system, and it will do some processing work. At the same time it will also generate the output generate પણ થાય, and it is possible that it can store the information at the lower level into the memory also, so that subsequently એને પછી પાછળથી આપણે use કરી શકીએ. So in that way it's basically data processing center, right? And subsequently what we are supposed to see is further things. Computer data processing refers to the task like sorting, searching, merging, copy of files, transfer, collate, compare, store, create, enter, perform, compare, display and compute, etc. And these are all the operations, these are some of the operations which are carried out time to time as per the requirement of the user of the computer, and all of these tasks are carried out by using different technologies. That means, see, just to see the names, no, like sorting is very important. Without sorting we cannot do anything. Let us say we are having some results of the students, and a students ne entry કર્યા પછી we need to process it. So what will be the basic requirement? Let us say મારે admissions આપવા છે ACPC ના દ્વારા. So in that case I need to sort based upon the rank. So there is some sorting algorithm which is required. So sorting is basically an algorithm which is nothing but a program which is written in any high level language. You could equally write the program into low level language also, but writing in a low level language will require lot of understanding of the hardware, whereas writing with the same code at the high level language is much more easier. And there are many programming platforms which are available in which we can do the programming stuff. So there are various things like sorting, searching, merging, copy, transfer, collate, compare, etc. So like sorting ની જે વાત કરતા જઈએ ડિટેલમાં, તો what is there inside the sorting algorithm? Basically it will sort as per the order, no, order like 1 2 3 4 5. You may also it may be possible that you require the output in the form of 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. So ascending and descending order, there are various sorting algorithms which are available. Now just to name certain algorithms, something like bubble sort is the simplest one, however it takes lot of time. Likewise there are better algorithms like quick sort, heap sort, merge sort, radix sort. So these are some better algorithms compared to bubble sort. There are other algorithms also, even insertion sort and on. So there are various algorithms for only for sorting. Likewise searching is also there. So searching could be sequential search, it could be binary search and so on. Sequential search માં શું હોય કે એક આઇટમને વન બાય વન પ્રોસેસ કરવામાં આવે, અને જો સપોઝ કે 1 કરોડ એલિમેન્ટ્સ હોય તો ઇટ વિલ ફર્સ્ટ એલિમેન્ટ વિલ બી કમ્પેર્ડ, એન્ડ એટ ધ સેમ ટાઈમ લાસ્ટ એલિમેન્ટ વોટ એવર ઇઝ ધ 1 crore એલિમેન્ટ વોટ એવર ઇઝ ધેર, ઇટ હેઝ ટુ બી સર્ચ linearly. So in that way there are various searching algorithms also. So that is the simplest search I discuss is the linear search, right? 1 by 1 બધા સાથે કમ્પેર કરવા જાય. અને અધરવાઇઝ બીજી ટેકનિક હોય તો સપોઝ કે ડિવાઇડ બાય 2 કરી નાખો. જો ડેટા સોર્ટેડ હોય મારા તો એને ડિવાઇડ બાય 2 કરી નાખો અને કમ્પેર કરો કે ભાઈ ડિવાઇડ બાય 2 કર્યા પછી મારો જે નંબર છે એ આ બીજા હાફમાં ફોલ કરે છે કે ફર્સ્ટ હાફમાં ફોલ કરે છે. બીજા હાફમાં ફોલ કરતો હોય તો એને એ સેક્શનમાં જઈને એનું સ્પાન જે છે એ રિડ્યુસ કરી દેવામાં આવે, અને દેન અગેન ઇટ વિલ બી ચેકિંગ વેધર ઇટ ઇઝ ઇન ધી ફર્સ્ટ હાફ ઓફ ધી previous one or the lower half of the previous one. So in that way again it will be narrowed down, and in that way the things are processed. So that is something like binary search. So it will be dividing the content into 2 parts and then it will be processed. So it will take only log n amount of time, which is far less compared to the n, right? So there are various algorithms for different things, but this is how the data processing is required to be done at the user level. અને યુઝર પછી એ પ્રોસેસ કરીને એપ્રોપ્રિએટલી કન્ટેન્ટને ડિસ્પ્લે કરશે, રાઈટ? અને જે ફોર્મેટમાં રિક્વાયર્ડ હોય that in that format the data would be displayed by the user, right? And for each of this there are different technologies available. કે ઓબ્જેક્ટ ઓરિએન્ટેડ ટેકનોલોજી યુઝ કરવી છે કે નોર્મલ ટ્રેડિશનલ લેંગ્વેજમાં જવું છે, ધીસ આર ધી સ્ટફ્સ વિચ આર અવેલેબલ. ઓબ્જેક્ટ ઓરિએન્ટેડની અંદર વેલ ડિફાઇન્ડ લાઇબ્રેરીઝ હોય તમારી પાસે કે જેની અંદર તમારે કોડિંગ કરવાની જરૂર ના પડે, ઓબ્જેક્ટ ડોટ મેથડથી સીધું તમે એક્સેસ કરી શકો અને ડાયરેક્ટલી યુ કેન સે દેટ ડોટ સોર્ટ, સો દેટ વિલ ડુ ધી સોર્ટિંગ ફોર યુ. ઇન દેટ વે થિંગ્સ આર મચ મોર નાઉ-a-days made easier for the programmer. Continuing further, there are mainly three types of data processing technologies. One is batch processing, another is time sharing, and the another one is real time, which is quick to response and which is also online. Now, what do we mean by batch processing? Like, let's say I will take one example for that. Batch processing, something like I am having 1000 answer sheets. તમે લોકોએ પરીક્ષા આપો છો, એ પરીક્ષા જે આપેલી હોય એના મારે પેપર્સ એસેસ કરવાના હોય, રાઈટ. સો ઇન દેટ કેસ વોટ શુડ આઈ ડુ? મારી પાસે 20 ફેકલ્ટીઝ અવેલેબલ છે, 20 ટીચર્સ અવેલેબલ છે, એન્ડ ધીસ 20 ટીચર્સ આર સપોઝ ટુ પ્રોસેસ 1000 આન્સર શીટ્સ. સો જો એક એક કરતાં હું એમને લેવા માટે આવવાનું કહું કે તમે ચલો ફેકલ્ટી નંબર 1 કમ ડાઉન એન્ડ કલેક્ટ 1 શીટ, faculty number 2 come down and collect another sheet, faculty number 3 and so on. If I say in that way, then what is going to happen is એક પેપર લઈને જશે, બેસશે, ચેક કરશે, પાછા આવશે, બીજો પેપર લઈને ગયો હશે, ચેક કરી પાછા આવશે. ઇન દેટ કેસ ઇટ ઇઝ પોસિબલ દેટ કે મારી પાસે ડેટા પ્રોસેસિંગ કરવા કરતાં પોસિબલ છે કે મારી પાસે સામે ક્યુ એટલી મોટી લાંબી થઈ જાય કે એ લોકો રાહ જોયા કરે કે મને ડેટા ક્યારે મળશે જેથી કરીને હું પ્રોસેસ કરી શકું. સો વી વોન્ટ દેટ ડેટા શુડ બી પ્રોસેસ ફાસ્ટર, રાઈટ, એન્ડ દેટ ઇઝ ધ નીડ ઓફ ધ સિસ્ટમ. એન્ડ ડેટા CPU cannot be made to remain free. It is a critical resource. So CPU ને હંમેશા ડેટા આપતા રહેવા પડે. So in that case what we can do is, સપોઝ કે એ જ મેથડની અંદર કન્ટિન્યુ કરતા મારી પાસે 1000 શીટ્સ છે અને એક એક જે આન્સર શીટ્સ લઈ જાય છે મારી પાસેથી, એની જગ્યાએ હું એમને કહું કે મારી પાસે 20 શીટ્સ લઈને જાઓ. સો ઇન દેટ વે 20 ટીચર્સ મારી પાસેથી જે બેઠા છે એ 20 ટીચર્સ એકસાથે 20-20ના સ્લોટ્સ મારી પાસેથી લઈ જાય અને ઇન દેટ વે દે વિલ સ્ટાર્ટ પ્રોસેસિંગ એન્ડ દેટ ઇઝ સમથિંગ લાઇક બેચ પ્રોસેસિંગ. No, I am dividing my data into batches and then I am submitting it to the CPU. CPU here is a teacher which is going to do some processing work onto your sheets, and in that way things are processed. See, now it becomes much more easier for the user who is a coordinator sitting at the center and distributing the data. So in that way data could be processed. Likewise, if I say another example for that, if I say મારી પાસે 1 કરોડ IPO કોઈનું શેર ભરવાનું હતું અને I received 1 crore applications for that particular share. બધાને જોઈતા હતા શેર એટલે એ લોકોએ એપ્લાય કરેલું, રાઈટ. ઇન દેટ કેસ what could be the scenario? Now if I say only one user is available with you and one user is supposed to process this 1 crore entry forms, then how much amount of time it will take? અને એમને ડેટ તો નક્કી કરેલી હોય કે આ તારીખે અમે અલોટમેન્ટ કરીશું શેરનું. સો ઇન દેટ કેસ ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી ડિફિકલ્ટ ફોર ધ યુઝર to process all the things, and it is also possible that it will be having some errors into it. So error rectification મોડ્યુલ પણ એક અલગથી એડ કરવું પડે, રાઈટ. સો here also if I say if 20 faculty members are there or 20 data entry operators are there and these 20 data entry operators are processing this form, so how should I go ahead? Whether one by one I should process or I should give them the data into bulk. So what I will do is I will say you take this 10,000 entries and process it, you take another 10,000 entries and process it, another would be given 10,000 entries. In that way 10,000 would be distributed to each of them. As and when it gets completed, it will come back again to the coordinator and will again return back those forms and will collect the new entries to be entered into the system. In that way things could be processed little bit in the batch mode, right. So this is the concept of basically batch processing. And normally when the system was not so versatile, as of now what we are using is very robust system. Earlier no, we used to have batch processing in place, right, where the data is supposed to be distributed in batches and then it can be processed. Likewise, let us say image આપણી પાસે હોય, image processing મારે કરવાનું હોય. So in that case what I will do is instead of submitting the entire image to one of the process, what I will do is I will create multiple threads and a threads ની અંદર I will say that okay, you process this particular set of pixels, another thread will be given certain set of pixels. હવે એના પર blurring કરવું છે કે sharpening કરવું છે કે contrast touching કરવું છે કે histogram find કરવું છે, it's all up to the user defined process. So process basically will be there, which is nothing but the code which is supposed to be written by the user, અને એની application એની જે requirement હતી એના આધારે એને code લખેલો. Now we need to distribute the data. So data distribution is very important as far as your processing is concerned. So, first and this foremost thing is batch processing. Now, once that processing is done by the particular thread, again it has to be merged, again દરેકનું individual work જે છે એ બધાનું ભેગું કરવું પડે, and then finally a consolidation work would be done, and we may have one smart image which is edited image or maybe blurred image or something of that type. So, in that way some processing has to be done, right. So, likewise there is something like time sharing. What do we mean by time sharing? We will have a detailed discussion of that, but anyway these are certain examples of that. So, what do we mean by time sharing? Let us say I am having 5 children in front of me, and these 5 children are supposed to be given one apple, right, apple એટલે સફરજન. So, we are supposed to distribute this as apple to all the 5 children. Now, what should I do? There is only one apple with me. So, what I will do is I will divide that apple into 5 slices, and this each of these user each of these children will be given one slice. So, each of these children will be feeling that they are eating an apple, rather instead they are only eating a slice of an apple. So, here also when we say time sharing is almost of similar type. So, we are having only 1 second with us, and within this 1 second basically this is the threshold. No, we normally see that the amount of work completed per second, that is the throughput. So, કેટલું કામ પતાયું છે 1 second ની અંદર, that is what is the statistical part, no, we are interested to. So, that is the throughput of the system. So, here 1 second would be divided into various small chunks and will be given to different processes or threads, and these processes and threads will be then executing or utilizing that particular time to do some useful work. Now, before that, no, data has to be submitted, then and then things could be processed. So, that is something like time sharing. So, data would be divided into time would be divided into multiple users, and each of these users will be feeling that the CPU is only taking care of that particular user. Instead, it is taking care of multiple users at the same time. So, that time slicing is done in that way, and basically it is always going to be online, and that is another area wherein no, we can't say response time, real time, sorry. So, what do we mean by real time? Real time processing means suppose કે મારે 2 વાગે સપોઝ કે મારે ફાયર થવું જોઈએ મારી મિસાઇલ, રાઈટ, એન્ડ બેઝિકલી આઈ એમ ટોકિંગ ઓફ ડિફેન્સ સેક્ટર. તો ડિફેન્સ સેક્ટરની અંદર 2 વાગે મારી મિસાઇલ ફાયર થવી જોઈએ, અને એના માટેની મેં પ્રોગ્રામ લખેલો હોય અને એ 2 વાગે ફાયર ન થાય તો પ્રોબ્લેમ થઈ જાય, રાઈટ. સો વી વોન્ટ સર્ટેન સિસ્ટમ્સ ટુ ઓપરેટ એટ રિયલ ટાઈમ, એટલે એ જે ટાઈમે નક્કી કરેલું હોય એ ટાઈમે જ એ વસ્તુ પ્રોસેસ થવી જોઈએ. તમારો પાવર સ્ટેશન જે જનરેટ કરતો હોય પાવર જનરેટર, અને એ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન કરતું હોય તો દેટ ઇઝ ઓલ ગોઈંગ ટુ બી રિયલ ટાઈમ. ડેમની અંદરથી પાણી જે નીકળતું હોય એ પાણી પછી વધારે વહી જાય તો પ્રોબ્લેમ થઈ જાય. સો ધીસ આર ધી સમ ઓફ ધી એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ વેર નો રિયલ ટાઈમ પ્રોસેસિંગ એન્ડ ફાસ્ટ પ્રોસેસિંગ વુડ બી રિક્વાયર્ડ, and it is always going to be online, right. So, quick responses wherever the system is expecting, no, we need this real time processing to be in place, and for which no, there are real time operating systems also, RTOS. It is also called as RTOS, real time operating systems. So, continuing further, what is batch processing? The computer works on basis of either batch processing or time sharing. 2 mode available છે જેમાં સિસ્ટમ ઓપરેટ કરશે, either in batch processing mode or either in time sharing mode. Earlier જે જૂના કમ્પ્યુટર્સ હતા તેમાં batch processing ની અંદર કામ કરવામાં આવતું હતું. Nowadays we no more use batch processing. However, these concepts are useful for processing at different levels. કે image processing નું મેં તમને example આપ્યું કે જે very no way that image could be divided into batches and then it will be given to various users, I mean processes, and then processes will be doing different work, and then finally consolidation would be done at the end. So, in that way data distribution will be taken care of by the batch processing mode, whereas this execution part basically at the system level is going to be taken care of in the time sharing mode. So, multiple processes are there executing at a time inside the system. Now, before we go into these details, no, what do we mean by a process? So, we must understand what is a process. I have given you various terminologies like instructions, we have seen what is program, we have seen what is software, we have seen what is hardware. Now, there is a terminology called process, right. So, program under execution, a program under execution is known as a process. એટલે સિસ્ટમની અંદર ગયા પછી રેડી થઈ ગયો તમારી EXE ફાઇલ રેડી થઈ ગઈ, એક્ઝિક્યુટેબલ ફાઇલ તૈયાર થઈ ગઈ, પછી જ્યારે તમે CPUને એટ એક્ચ્યુઅલ આપો છો, સો દેટ ઇઝ સમથિંગ લાઇક that is something like process. A process under program under execution is known as a process, અને એ પ્રોસેસને પછી અંદરથી એક આઈડી આપવામાં આવશે which is known as process ID, અને પછી એના આખું જે પણ મેમરી યુટિલાઇઝેશન, ફાઇલ, જે પણ એ રિસોર્સિસ વાપરતું હોય એ પ્રોસેસ આઈડીને ધ્યાનમાં રાખીને જ કામ કરવામાં આવશે, રાઈટ. એન્ડ દેટ ઇટ વિલ કીપ ટ્રેક ઓફ દેટ ધીસ પ્રોસેસ આઈડી વર્ક હેઝ બીન કમ્પ્લીટેડ, વોટ વોઝ ધ અમાઉન્ટ ઓફ ટાઈમ ટેકન બાય ધીસ પ્રોસેસ ટુ કમ્પ્લીટ ધ એન્ટાયર વર્ક, વોટ ઇઝ સ્ટીલ પેન્ડિંગ, કેટલા આઈઓ રિસોર્સિસ યુઝ કર્યા છે, કેટલી ફાઇલ્સ ઓપન કરી છે, ઓલ ધીસ ટાઈપ ઓફ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન વિલ બી there with the process, right. So batch processing, in batch processing the computer acts as a standalone unit. As such, it is available for a single user. So it is not available for multiple user, instead it is available only for single user. Therefore number of tasks can be done one after the other. So it is always going to be sequential processing when જૂના જમાનાની વાતો છે જ્યાં આપણે ટાઈમ શેરિંગ, જ્યાં આપણે બેચ પ્રોસેસિંગ મોડમાં યુઝ કરતા હતા. એક યુઝર આવ્યો, એને એની પાસે ડેટા ઇનપુટ કાર્ડ્સ બધા હતા, એ કાર્ડ્સને ટાઈમ સ્લોટ આપી દેવામાં આવ્યો ભાઈ તમે 1 કલાકની અંદર તમે આ વસ્તુ તમારું કરવાનું છે. સો ઇન દેટ વે વી કેન સે દેટ એ અંદર એન્ટ્રી કરશે, અને એન્ટ્રી કરી અને ત્યારબાદ પછી એનું જે પણ રિઝલ્ટ આવ્યું હશે દેન ઇટ વિલ પ્રોસેસ, અને પ્રોસેસ કરેલો કન્ટેન્ટ જે હશે એ ડિસ્પ્લે કરશે, right. But it will always going to be a sequential one. In a small business unit, only one computer is doing the entire task, collecting batch wise data and processing. So in that way things are going to be done. Okay, so what we have seen is we have seen various high level languages, we have just named it COBOL, Fortran, C, these are some high level languages. We have seen some assembly level language instructions, we have seen the corresponding binary code for that, we talked of terminologies called compiler, interpreter and so on. We talked of hardware, software little bit, and we also talked of how the processing could be done using batch processing mode. We have seen real time processing also, we have seen just given the example for that, and at the same time we have also seen real time sharing mode. Yes, continuing further, બેચ પ્રોસેસિંગની અંદર આપણે શું જોયેલું કે એક બેચની અંદર કન્ટેન્ટ્સ તમારી પાસે આવે અને દેન વી પ્રોસેસ ઇટ ઇન દેટ વે. ઇટ્સ સમથિંગ લાઈક એસેમ્બલી પાઇપલાઇન. જ્યારે આપણી પાસે સપોઝ કે કાર મેન્યુફેક્ચર કરવાની હોય અને કાર મેન્યુફેક્ચર કરતા હોય તો એની પ્લેટ્સની ઇનપુટમાં આપવામાં આવે એન્ડ દેન અલગ અલગ રોબોટિક એપ્લિકેશન્સ દ્વારા એને પ્રોસેસ કરવામાં આવે એન્ડ દેન ઇટ પાસીસ ઓન ટુ ધી નેક્સ્ટ લેવલ, અને નેક્સ્ટ લેવલની ઉપર એને સ્ટીયરિંગ લગાડવામાં આવે એન્ડ સમથિંગ એલ્સ વિલ બી ડન. સો ઇન દેટ વે ધી પ્રોડક્શન લાઇન ઇઝ ગોઈંગ ટુ ઓપરેટ લાઇક ઇટ્સ ઓલમોસ્ટ ઓન સિમિલર લાઇન્સ વિથ બેચ પ્રોસેસિંગ, જેમાં એક યુઝર જે છે દેટ યુઝર ઇઝ ગોઈંગ ટુ ડુ સમથિંગ, then once that is processed it will be submitted to the another user, and then once the work which is assigned to user 2 is completed it will be submitted to user 1 and then finally to the computer system and so on. So in that way some level of processing work would be done by each and every small applications, maybe here user applications, and then it will be submitted to the system for actual implementation. So here there is a possibility of some usage of data structures like queue. જ્યારે તમારી કોઈ વચ્ચે એક સિસ્ટમ યુઝર 2 સપોઝ કે પ્રોબ્લેમમાં આવી ગયું, ઇન દેટ કેસ અથવા ચા પીવા ગયું કોઈ યુઝર, તો એ પ્રોસેસિંગ વર્ક જે છે દેટ ઇઝ ગોઈંગ ટુ બી હોલ્ટેડ. સો ઇન દેટ વે ઇટ ઇઝ પોસિબલ દેટ ઇન સચ કેસીસ કે એ ક્યુની અંદર ડેટા સ્ટોર કરેલા રહેશે, બફરમાં રહેશે. ઇન દેટ વે સમ ડેટા સ્ટ્રક્ચર્સ ઓફ લેંગ્વેજીસ ઓલ્સો વિલ કમ ઇન ટુ picture. So this is the basic processing of batch level execution. So that is batch processing all about. Fine. What is time sharing further? Like unlike batch processing, the time sharing offers simultaneous usage of computer. I said earlier that your 1 second is divided into multiple small units, right, and that unit is divided is given to the particular users for processing. Right, the computer is provided with multiple terminals from which the system can be accessed simultaneously by number of users. Let us say we are having a Unix server, and into this Unix server there are multiple machines which are getting connected to that particular server, and that server is given some user ID password, and then that is getting accessed and password is stored, and then is now available with the client and server mode. Likewise multiple users are there and multiple users are also getting connected to the server, and each terminal, each user is of the opinion that is of the feel like no, that server is only attending to that particular client. Instead it is not that. Actually your particular 1 second of time is divided into multiple segments, and that is given to each of these terminals, and user only feels that no, like I have eaten an apple, and in that way. Likewise here the time is divided into multiple users, and in that way in that particular time segment only the processing is done, right. User has time slots to process their task one after the another. So, in that way, like every user will be having multiple data to be processed. Let us say dir command is one of the command which is given by the user to get it executed on the server. In Unix it is ls. Likewise, there are many other shell scripts, there are many other programs, client server modules would be there. In that way, multiple applications would be given to the server to process, and then server will be responding back to the particular client. In that way, the actual arrangement is done. The basic objective is your time is divided into multiple small units, and each of them are processed. There would be various policies again coming up here, round robin sort of thing would be there, that it could be demand driven also, that once the user is giving some request, then that request will be processed. પછી એની પાસે પણ એવું પણ અંદર પોસિબલ થઈ જાય કે એણે બહુ બધો ડેટા પ્રોસેસ કરવા માટે કમ્પ્યુટરને આપી દીધો. ઇન દેટ કેસ ડ્યુરિંગ દેટ ટાઈમ ક્વોન્ટમ વોટ એવર વોઝ ગિવન ટુ દેટ પર્ટિક્યુલર યુઝર, the computer was not able to complete that particular task, entire task. So, in that way it will be divided, that task would be divided into multiple intervals, and જ્યારે પણ એનો પછી પાછો રાઉન્ડ રોબિન મોડમાં પાછું આવશે ટાઈમ, ત્યારે in that way at that point of time the data would be processed. That is one of the simple arrangement, round robin કહો કે FIFO કહો, first in first out order કહો. In that way the actual arrangements are there, and through which your processing is done by the CPU, right. Time sharing is something like, again the arrangement is there, the server, there is a Unix server sitting in between, software which is there, which is handling the multiple users, and these are nothing but the terminals. So, simple terminal login user ID password તમે આપેલો હોય, and that is getting connected to the server, and then this particular system is going to service all the particular users whatever are connected to the system equally, right. So, what is real time? This method of processing is done without delay, because there are various processors in the main machine available which takes the request of the users from various corners and allocate the processor to process the task immediately without delay. So, it is something like that. અત્યાર સુધી આપણે એવું જોયું કે there could be only one machine inside the system, but it is not the case every time. No, we may have multiple servers working together collectively to process one task. So, that is what is we call it a distributed systems, and distributed systems or high performance computing systems, these are the terminologies which are basically used for handling such type of large amount of data. And the point is, the objective is we want that data to be processed in real time. આજે વરસાદ પડવાનો છે, એ જો મને કાલે માહિતી મળવાની હોય તો એ મને કોઈ યુઝફુલ નથી, right. So, we want that certain information needs to be processed in time, before time, and it has to take some action based upon it, right. And at actual, no, normally we expect that the missile fire કરવાની હોય તો એ particular microsecond amount of time એ time fire થવી જોઈએ, એ particular date ઉપર જ time fire થવી જોઈએ. That is what is real time operating systems all about, right. But real time systems basically would be there which will be taking care of multiple systems altogether and multiple applications to be working together in that way. Let's say an example of internet. આપણે ગૂગલ સર્ચ કરતા હોઈએ, બ્રાઉઝર ઉપર આપણે ગૂગલ નાખતા હોઈએ તો ગૂગલનું જે પેજ આવે છે એ પેજ ઇમિડિયેટલી આવે છે, રાઈટ. અને એટલું લાઇટ રાખવામાં આવે છે જેથી કરીને ઇમિડિયેટલી તમને ફાસ્ટ મળી જાય. અદરવાઇઝ જો એને ઇમેજીસ બધાથી ભરી દીધેલું હોય તો ઇટ વિલ ટેક લોટ ઓફ ટાઈમ. સો દેટ ઇઝ સમથિંગ લાઇક વી સર્ટેન ટાઈમ્સ ધ યુઝર એપ્લિકેશન્સ ડિમાન્ડ્સ that no, certain operations has to be executed in faster mode rather than in the delayed mode, right. So, some such applications are of this type, like internet. When we say that મારે Google ની અંદર હું સર્ચમાં નાખું કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ, so in that particular entity that I am looking for should be made available as soon as possible, right. So, here in the back end, no, there would be several machines which will be there as per the domain names and all, and these domain name servers altogether will be having at the lower level routers, networks, and various web servers would be there, multiple web servers would be there, through which no, the information will be processed, will be made available to the user in time. Otherwise, what is expected is we want that no, it should be available within 3 or 4 seconds, but because of the delay with the interconnection networks and all, if it is going to come after 1 hour, who is interested in that, right. So, we want that certain information should be made available at the earliest. In such cases, we need some real time processing altogether, right. Hence, processing is done quickly. Examples like radar system in defense organizations, online railway booking, airline booking, and online examination and result declaration system, etc. You name the applications, nowadays we have almost all the applications which are executed in real time, and these are the wonderful examples, no, like airlines તમારી લેન્ડ થવાની હોય એરલાઇન તમારી લેન્ડ થવાની હોય અને જો એને ડેટા ઇન્ફોર્મેશન મળતું ના હોય તો હાઉ દેટ કમ્યુનિકેશન વિલ ટેક પ્લેસ. હવે રિયલ મોડમાં ના હોય અને બીજા કોઈ ડિલેડ મોડમાં ચાલતું હોય તો ફ્લાઇટ લેન્ડ થઈ જાય પછી ખબર પડે કે ભાઈ પ્લેન આવવાનું છે, શું થયું શું નહીં. ઇન દેટ કેસ this it becomes a chaos for the system to handle the situation, right? So we want that certain processing has to be done in time only, and when no, if you see all the applications no as of now are real time, right? So these are the things which are there. Over and above this, we talked of languages also, and coming to that compiler part, then we will talk of the other remaining things. So coming to the compiler part, what we have seen was which was left out. I am discussing those things. One is compiler and another is interpreter. So what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? So compiler is basically responsible to compile the source code, and interpreter is basically interpreting the source code. Both are basically same. Here it is going to be line by line, whereas here it will take the entire source code together. So entire block of memory, block of code would be taken together and will be submitted to the compiler. So entire source code, entire code is compiled, whereas here it is going to be line by line, right. So if you see, some languages are having compiler, some languages are having interpreters. So which are the languages which are having compiler as an intermediate system software, right. So we want that this code has to be converted through the compiler to the machine code, right. So this is machine code which is going to be generated, and this is where compiler sits. And here also no interpreter also, if you see, then there is only one line and there is interpreter, and this interpreter is going to generate the corresponding target code or machine code, both are same, target code. So here only one by one the error will be if this line is in error, it will be immediately identified, whereas here no, there could be possible that no, there could be multiple errors at different places. So all of these errors will be identified. Basically compiler, we are using compiler to identify the errors, and whatever the memory allocations, whatever we are doing inside the program, no, whether the insufficient memory is there, all such type of things no would be identified by the compiler. And if at all, if there is some resource conflict or resource allocation is not possible with the system, then it will identify and give you the type of possible errors which are there. So it will basically identify syntax error. What is syntax error? Syntax error is basically the error which the user is creating, or maybe while typing the code, if there is some typographical errors with the name of the functions, no, this type of errors are basically the syntax errors. So if there is a user defined program, the user no syntax, user no function નું નામ હોય અને parameters હોય, in that way function is defined, right. So if when you are using that particular function, if that function name is improperly written inside the source code, then the system is going to give you that function not found, something like that. So that is the basic role of the compiler. It basically checks the syntax and semantics of the program. So source code will be basically in English language, which will be converted into the corresponding machine code with the help of this compiler, right. And it will also identify the syntax error. It will not identify any logical error. So it will not identify any logic error. No logic errors are identified. Both case, in both interpreter also logical errors will be not identified. So both way it goes in this way only. And if you see some examples of that, of the examples of compiler, let us say C is compiler driven. Java, if you talk of Java language, Java is also having compiler as well as interpreter. It is having both compiler and interpreter. So, Java is having interpreter also. Right. If you take the example of interpreter further, interpreter would be having something like browsers. All browsers like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, etc. all browsers would be making use of interpreter as the system software, which will be making sure that whatever the HTML codes are there, whether it is having some errors or not, all those things will be identified, and if it is fine, it will be submitted to the web server or to the local machine, right. So, likewise Java, C, COBOL is there, Fortran is there, multiple languages are there which are having compilers or interpreters in use, right. So, these are some of the languages. There are many others also, scripting languages also would be there. So, in this way there are languages which are there. So, we will continue with the next topic in the next session. Thank you.
स्वाध्यायः परमं तपः